Hey there, be sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell. Good morning, crypto fans. We are live. It is March 23. How we doing out there? Having a look here at a lot of red this morning. Few names still remain green. Theta for one. We'll get to that, so stick with me here. Let's have a look at the charts. Looking here at BTC/USD. Managed to wiggle our way all the way up to that resistance level indicated on the chart at 54,850.52 USD. Looking down at support, we'll come up. We're on the 1 hour here. We're kind of dialed in watching this real closely at the 54,166.88. Did manage to get above this 12-day moving average, so look for that to hold and work our way up to the top. Before we get started, I want to show you one more view here. This shows the volume per price. So basically what I wanted to show here is that just keep in mind as we climb back up, this is where all of the action was. So as we get into this denser area, look for that to be resistance as well. So we'll flip back over and let's move on to Ethereum, ETH/USD. Ethereum. We have support at the 1680.45 and resistance right here coming into play at 1693.52. For ETH/USD, light volume, so we're lightly traded. Let's look to BNB/USD, Binance Coin. Holding support at 257.320. And resistance here at the 260.79. We've got some work to do with BNB/USD. Let's look at Cardano, ADA/USD. Got above the 12-day moving average, 26 up here, creating resistance. And support at 1.126 and resistance at 1.147. Moving on to DOT, PolkaDot. Support at, let's see, we on the 1 hour still, yeah. Let's look at the 30-minute. It looks like we're going to have to dial this one in a little bit. We're starting to fade a little bit here. So look for that support down there at the 34.406. We'll go back to the 4 hour, get your resistance. Resistance here on the climb back through. This 100-day moving average sitting up there is going to be resistance, but 36.52 is the next price action in that range. For DOT/USD, looking at Litecoin, LTC/USD, support down at the 185.01. Resistance up here, right there at the 189.45. And we are almost into the oversold for Litecoin on the 4 hour. So looking for a bounce to occur. Looking at Link, LINK, Chainlink. Support right here at the 27.18, resistance up here at the 27.93, so roughly the $28 psychological range. Got some room to go before we encounter the moving averages. Heading over to Stellar, XLM/USD. All the moving averages are converging here, so keep an eye out for that. But we have support sitting down here at the 0.39125, 0.3912, I should say, and encountering resistance at the 0.400. Then watch those moving averages. Looking at Doge, Doge still fading, trying to find its way. Support down there to 0.05416. Resistance up at the 0.05542 for Doge. Let's look at Vechain. Vechain, let's get that support down there where it belongs. Switch to the 1 hour. Looking down all the way down to here. We'll use the body of that candle in that 1.618 retracement right there on the way back down there. So support at the 0.0837. Going to have some resistance right there at the top of that candle right there at 0.0879 for Vechain, VET-USD. Look at the VTHO USD. Excuse me. Trying to climb through these resistance off of the 100-day moving average. It is trending upward, which is a good sign. The 12-day coming down to converge. So looking at support to hold on these 2 wicks down to 3 for the body, if you count that, 5. So good support, 0.0168. Resistance right there at 0.0177. Moving on to Filecoin. Holding support at the 73.829, resistance at 75.5802 for Phil. IOTA up 11%. Starting to give back a little, so watch that. So we're going to move the support down here to the 1.623. See if we can hold that 12-day moving average right there here on the 1 hour. Looking for resistance on the climb back through. We'll give it that one right in there at the 1.70 round psychological number there for IOTA. Looking strong. Bears are starting to run out of gas. So let's see if the bulls can buy us back through to the all-time highs. Excuse me. Looking at comp, COMP, USD. Comp support at 379.01. Resistance there at the 386.83. Looking basic attention coin, BAT-USD. Let's look at the 30 minutes, see if we can split. There we go. Find the previous support right there at the 1.043 and resistance at the 1.08. We'll have the 12 and 26. Switching back to the 4 hour, there's the big picture view for you. Let's have a look at Ethereum, ETC, USD, Ethereum Classic, I should say. Trying to break out here. Let's get this tuned up. There we go. 11.95 support. Resistance sitting here at the 12.141 for Ethereum Classic. Decentraland, Mana, MANA USDC. Support at those 0.0825. Resistance up here as we start to encounter the 12 and 26. This particular name is a little bit better shape than some of the others. You do have the 100-day moving average beneath you. And see if we can't get that 12-day above the 26-day moving average. So resistance up there at the 0.937, then watch that $1 psychological for MANA USDC. Headed over to ZIL, ZIL USD. Trying to get back down. So we're holding that support level right on the wick of that previous low there. So that's going to be the 0.1591. And resistance up the tops at the, let me switch here to make sure I've got that one. Yeah, there it is. The 0.16657. Brazil USD. Do have the 100-day beneath us here. Just going to watch that 12 and 26 on the climb back up. Moving on to NU USD. Holding support at the 0.5750. Resistance up here. We'll switch real quick to 1 hour. There we go. Looks like the bulls are waking up on this one, trying to get it back through. But right now we have the resistance at the 0.591 for NU USD. NMR support at 46.343. We do have this swing low just beneath it, so watch that. And then resistance going to be right there on top of the 12-day moving average here on the 1 hour. The resistance at the 47.55. Let's move on to GRT USD. Goodness. We have support down there at the 1.4983. We are oversold. So looking for a bounce. And resistance going to be the 1.60 psychological. Lots of room to climb up through here to get to these averages. So keep an eye on GRT USD. Having a look at Uniswap UNI USD. Holding support here at the 32.57. Resistance up there to 33.553. We do have the moving averages all in the right orientation. So Uniswap looking a little bit stronger than some of the other names. Let's move on. And we still see the all-time high sitting up there within reach to AAVE USD. Starting to bleed off a little bit here, so we're going to look down to support at the 326.27 and your resistance on the climb back up through 345.98. Let's have a look at MKR USD. Almost identical. Goodness, we're going to have to switch out to the daily here to see if we can find support. Starting to bleed off a little bit here. There we go. Going back to the 4 hour. There we are. So see if we can't hold that support way down there to 1863.88. And resistance is going to be right up here. Right there at the 19, so roughly the $2,000 mark for MKR USD. Let's have a look at AudioCoin. One of the NFTs a little bit stronger than some of the other names. So Audius holding that support level 1.66202. And we have resistance. I did take that off the 1 hour, I do believe. Yes. So resistance setting there to 1.761 for audio. We'll look over to CHZ USD. We have support down here on this price pivot at the 0.4715. Resistance up there at the 52.52, I should say, 41. For CHZ USD, let's have a go at Theta. Theta got through the sales target, got up to the all-time high, so we're watching that closely. We will have resistance. I'll take this off the 1 hour. We can dial that in just a little bit to show you. Trying to go up to challenge it as we speak. The volume looks pretty good. So resistance here at the 11.460, and you do have the all-time high sitting up there at the 11.96, so the $12 psychological. We do have the 12, the 26, and 100-day in good shape. for Theta. Theta looking strong up here, plenty of volume. Only thing to consider is we are overbought, so may need to come down and cool off a little bit. Let's have a look at ENJ USD. Support holding down there at the 1.9725 and resistance 2.15. You have that 100-day moving average you see we're trying to squeeze above there. For ENJ USD. Looking at the Bitcoin dominance, notice that we're starting to fade. So it is when we switch over, so Bitcoin dominance is a 60.90. Once we switch over to the total market cap, we see that we're fading a little as well at the 1,665,000,000,000. Could be altcoin season growing on us here, so get your seeds ready to plant. Grow you some of them altcoins. Folks, that does it for me. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you tonight at the Crypto Happy Hour, 6 p.m. Central, Daylight Savings Time.